Hello and welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel, guys. We have a big video coming up for you today because it does seem as though the decision is about to be made that Ronald Koeman will no longer be continuing as the Barcelona coach. That's the suggestion right now in the media. And of course then we are going to be discussing who could take over with Xavi Hernandez, the favourite right now. But is he ready? It is all coming up. Let's get to it. Come on. And of course, guys, just before we do begin, I want to make it absolutely clear, all of our respect, all of our admiration right now going out to Barça Femení. What a performance from them last night. They are now champions of Europe as a result of their 4-0 win over Chelsea. If you want to hear a bit more about my thoughts on Barça Femení and all of the best sporting moments from the past week, head over now to More Talk FCB. I've got a new series starting there, which I'm pretty excited about sharing with you guys. But when it comes to Koeman, there is not a lot for him right now to be excited about, because obviously yesterday was another damaging performance, another damaging result from his Barcelona team. But I have to say, I don't feel as though any snap decision was made after that result. I mean, Laporta was with Barça Femení in Sweden yesterday, so I don't think anything really happened after the game or anything like that. But I think, to be honest, the writing was already on the wall. Because even before the game, when he was speaking there about his meeting with Joan Laporta, he was saying, you know, he couldn't really say too much about it. He said, we did talk about the team, the season, the result, and he did say, we have already arranged to meet again after the season is over. Although before the game he was saying, I want to stay. He said, because in my opinion there are many positives. You can't say 2 weeks ago that everything is perfect and now it's terrible. He said that is not fair. He did say though that Laporta would decide his future, but he was relaxed about that decision. But I think, to be honest, the one quote that, especially before the game and following on from that meeting that Koeman had with Laporta, the one thing that really struck me was this quote right here, because Koeman said, I feel a little bit mistreated over the past few weeks. He said, because if you analyse everything this season, you've got to analyse the changes that we've made to this team. He went on to say, the young players, he said we won the cup, he said we were 13 points behind Atletico in December, and now we're fighting for the league again. He said that is what you need to analyse. And he said, if I listened to the media recently, he said it looks as though we did a bad job. And I don't agree. And whilst indeed I have said that you've got to give Koeman a certain amount of credit for what he's come in and done with this team, and of course not everything is all bad, but I just look at a statement like that, and if I was Joan Laporta reading and hearing that from Koeman, does that really look there like a man who has the answers? Especially when you consider that Laporta met with Koeman to get those answers, to understand why the team was failing in the recent games, and then to hear that, the fact that Koeman seems to believe that everything has mostly been fine. Let's not forget that we were the ones who dropped all those points to be behind Atletico. It's not like we started the season there minus 13. We were the ones who fell. We had to catch up. And even now, we're a long way away from the top. And after the game, Koeman said, on his future, I won't answer that right now. He said, this isn't a question for me. He said, I already said before the game what I feel. It's not necessary to keep repeating myself, but multiple reports coming out of Barcelona right now say that it is 99% decided that Ronald Koeman will not continue next season, that he will leave the club this summer, and that he isn't Joan Laporta's main choice as the coach. And apparently right now, the only thing delaying this process, the only reason why this hasn't become official just yet, number one, of course, we have one more game to come this season, and also because Joan Laporta is very, very firm that he wants a concrete successor in place, ready for when Koeman is dismissed. Koeman will only leave his job at Barcelona when a suitable replacement has been lined up. And I just want to see, guys, because many people will keep on saying, you know what, why we keep sacking coaches, we can't sack coaches every single season and expect success. But what I want to make it really, really clear is we shouldn't group Laporta's decisions here with Bartomeu's. This right now is a new era. This is a completely new management and a new direction. This is Laporta's very first sacking since returning. Let's not group in here the poor appointments of the past that we've had under Bartomeu and the poor decisions that we've made. It's not fair that Laporta now shouldn't get his time. He should select the coach that he feels can take the club forward, that he believes in 100%. If that isn't Koeman, we will need someone else. And indeed, Could that man be Xavi Hernandez, who coincidentally, and apparently this is purely coincidental, arrived in Barcelona today from Qatar? He says that he's on vacation, and as you can see here from the photo that his wife posted on Instagram, that looks like a lot of suitcases for just your standard vacation. But anyway, now that he's in Barcelona, he arrived this afternoon, there are going to be some meetings there taking place between him and indeed the club, and potentially he could meet face to face with Joan Laporta, with very strong suggestions right now that if Koeman was to leave, Xavi would arrive as the coach from next season. And it is interesting because I put a poll out there a few days ago saying that basically if you had to pick between Koeman or Xavi, obviously there's other alternatives, there's Pimienta, there's Ten Hag, there's people there that we would like to see given the opportunity at Barcelona, but if it was solely down to Koeman versus Xavi, who would you rather have as the Barca coach next season? And clearly the majority going by way of Xavi. But it was very interesting because then when I asked, do you feel that he's ready? The majority still feel as though he has a way to go in terms of that experience. And that is certainly the consensus right now. Does Xavi have enough experience coming into a job like this, as big as it is, the pressures that you will come under as the Barcelona coach? The one thing that I would say is, I think he's had a very, very good time in Qatar. Because of course you can say, you know, we would have liked to have seen him in Europe, we would like to have seen him at Barcelona B, but what he has done in Qatar is very, very good. He's had good results. He's taken them to a really, really good level. And it's not just for me about those results, because I think it's more important there, especially with young coaches, to look at the performance. And if you watch Al Sadd, if you look at some of their goals, Xavi has got them playing some excellent football. And for him, as a young coach, doesn't matter what league it is, doesn't matter what team it is, to go in there and instill your ideas and make sure that those players are listening to you and can carry out those plans, that is a very, very good sign. And I think when you're talking there about Xavi being ready or not, is this his time to become the Barca coach? One thing that would say is, he's rejected us before. You think back there to January 2020, he could have easily walked in. He could have come in there under Bartomeu, he could have replaced Valverde, he could have taken over at a very difficult time in the middle of the season, but Xavi said no. He's not an idiot. This is one of the most intelligent players that I have ever seen grace the field. He knows what he's doing. He said no back then. He didn't feel as if the timing was right. He didn't want to work under Bartomeu. Now, if he was to say yes, if he takes on this job this summer, it is because he believes that he's ready. He will not want to come to the club when he doesn't feel as though he can do this job, because he knows that would damage things. If he came too soon now, you look at people there like Frank Lampard, possibly there, Andrea Pirlo, people may have taken these big jobs far, far too soon. If Xavi arrives, he will have in his own mind a plan, he will feel supported by Joan Laporta, and he will feel as though he can take this club back to where we belong. And of course, guys, what we are going to do right now is have to keep waiting until this official information does break. There are going to be plenty of rumours circulating over the coming days, so of course, I'm going to be doing my absolute best there to keep you guys updated. And like I say, we do have one more game this season, so obviously, until that season is officially over, even though, of course, we're no longer going for the title, probably nothing is going to be confirmed. But I think after that season ends, certainly then, we are in for a roller coaster ride. Not only in terms of managerial changes and stuff like that, but in terms of transfers, in terms of players leaving this club. Laporta, he knows he has so much work to do. He knows this is a massive summer, even bigger than the summer during his first stint as the president. There's work to do and changes to make, and we are hopeful and excited. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. First of all, on Ronald Koeman's future, do you believe that his time is up as the Barcelona coach? Do you believe that he will be sacked by Laporta this summer? And then if he is, who would you like to see come in? Do you feel as though Xavi is ready? And can he have the impact we need on this squad right now? Let me know all of those thoughts down below. I will see you soon, of course, with more videos to come. You can bank on that. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça!